30 years ago.
We're talking way too much and
I know,
losing all this gold right here.
Like, this is
Welcome to another episode of the Nothing and Everything podcast, where today we will talk a lot of nothing.
Oh, and a little bit about everything. A lot about everything.
A lot about everything.
Gerald, what's going on?
Oh, well.
Yeah. Coming out of the gate hot. I'm
Yeah.
probably a little too deep in my coffee cups this morning
Yeah?
on a Monday.
I mean, you were all riled up just a second ago.
It was a long weekend.
Long weekend.
A lot happening.
What'd you do this weekend? Did you cut grass?
I didn't, but boy, I wanted to.
Yeah?
My grass doesn't really need cutting. It needs
Yeah.
to be kind of cleaned up and, leaves and picking up some stuff. But I did not do that at all.
Yeah?
Just some stuff around the house. It was homecoming weekend.
Homecoming.
Not like homecoming at the church. You remember? Did you ever do those growing up?
Like a Gaither homecoming?
Well, there are those.
What other kind of homecoming is there?
There's a homegoing.
Oh.
That's like a funeral, isn't it? Like a home. I'm trying to distinguish now. But you went Gaither on us. Like
Gaither
the
homecoming.
Homecoming. Yeah, right.
No
So
one's
that's
died
one
in
thing.
this.
But did you? I don't know what your church setting was growing up. But you had homecoming. Where you invite everybody to come back.
Right.
And there was usually like a gospel quartet.
But who comes back? Like people who left the church, they don't like the church anymore, so they leave. But it's
right.
So
we used to cause a whole lot
back.
of trouble here and division in the church.
Right.
Let's come back and
Let's
have
come
some green bean casserole.
Ooh.
Hey, I do want to get this off my chest.
All right.
For anybody that's ever had like a potluck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me say a little something about that.
Oh,
we had
boy.
a guy, an intern, and he was an older intern, not like a college age intern back in school. I don't imagine this guy will ever hear this, so I'm fine saying it. From the church announcements on Sunday morning, he said, he probably was like a mid-30s at the time.
About my age.
Well,
A little bit older than me.
Right, but he was an intern.
Right.
He had a career, was getting back into ministry or something like that. But, hey, don't forget this Wednesday night or something like that. He said it was a potluck meal or a potluck dinner. And he says, you bring the pot and we all get lucky. In church, this was a Sunday morning, and we were all in college at the time. We were just like, what? What did he say?
Is this actually going to make the podcast?
Yeah, but that's it's not funny bringing marijuana, cigarettes to a church function is not funny. However,
you say marijuana cigarettes?
Marijuana cigarettes. Yeah, it makes you sound really out of it and old. You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm so confused.
It was just funny. But anyway, the homecoming. Did you ever have those growing up? Like when the people would come in and they would have
Wait, at church?
meals?
Or
Yeah, not school. We're still talking about church homecoming.
I was on staff at a church when I was in college, my early college years, right after I felt called to ministry. I remember this potluck. And so, I love mac and cheese, right? So we're going down this line where everyone's brought their food and stuff, and I'm looking at this mac and cheese. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm about to scoop all this up. So I'm like pounding on my plate, go sit down, and I'm eating it, and I'm like I put one bite in my mouth, and the lady who made it was sitting next to me.
Oh boy.
She goes, oh man, you really like that squash casserole, don't you? And I was
can't believe you said that.
Wah, wah.
That's where I was going.
It was nasty. I don't like squash.
I don't like squash. I don't like casseroles. I don't like squash casseroles.
I don't mind a casserole.
Well, I don't know. I think the church potlucks growing up completely soured my taste of casserole. Just there's one or two things.
Put a lot of stuff in it, man. It's good.
And then put some some cracker crumbs on
some cornflakes on top.
Cornflakes.
That's the only time you can eat cornflakes because it don't have any sugar on it.
Inedible.
So
you put some Frosted Flakes on it.
I always ate Frosted Flakes because it had the sugar, but cornflakes, you got to put your own sugar in it, and then it just piles up in the bottom.
Did you actually do that? I remember doing that growing up.
My dad did that.
Yeah, we'd have Cheerios or cornflakes or something. We'll put about 6 or 7 scoops of sugar in there, stir it all up, and then the bottom, right?
Yep.
This is so funny. And then the bottom, the sugar's all gray, and you drink it, and you're just like,
you chew it down. Yep. Yep. So mac and cheese and squash casserole looks the same. I don't want to eat anything called squash. Just the name of it just sounds terrible.
Yeah, I don't like yellow squash. Yeah.
I don't like any squash.
Squash. You don't eat that squash. That stuff has been squashed.
Look,
and I think that's the thing, too. The visual is it's been squashed up into a casserole, We put a bunch of junk in there. They'll be like, that's great. I'm like, yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
really
it just
like
doesn't
that.
taste good. So
it wasn't that kind of homecoming though.
I do miss those kind of homecomings, but I am intrigued. Like who comes back to the homecoming? Like
for the church one or the school
the
one?
church one. Because
I think both.
I mean, if you're doing it at school and it's homecoming, like homecoming football game.
Yeah, you go to the
then,
game.
Like people who graduated from the
You
school.
reliving
come
the
back.
glory days.
That's fine.
You know, that's cool.
Like they have a connection like that. But if you leave a church,
High school hero.
if you like
That's
leave a
true.
church, it's kind of awkward. You know.
Hey
let's go
guys, y'all
back.
remember me?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, gosh,
Yeah, we
can you
remember
believe
you.
so and so is here?
We voted you out.
Ooh,
Off the island.
excommunication.
But now you're back.
Mm.
So it was homecoming.
But not at the church, but at the
At the
school.
school. Yeah. We always did there was like a game.
Yep.
And I can't remember if we did a dance right afterwards or if we did a dance like the next night or something like that.
I
just
think
can't
ours was
remember.
usually right afterwards, and I don't really recall. I can't remember. I don't think that I went. And here's why. The other day, I'm 47.
Oh.
And I had told somebody, we were
night.
talking about high school or something that would happen.
Did they do homecoming back then?
Hang on now. But I was like, yeah, that was 20 years ago. And then I was like, the person goes, no, that was 30 years ago. And I was like, oh.
Yikes. Man, a whole
just
lot's
lost
happened
a
in the past
decade.
30 years.
Seriously. What all has happened in the last 30 years?
A whole lot.
I don't know
So,
about the homecoming there. I don't remember. Did you go? What was going on during that time? As
I
far as
went. I'm sure I went because I used to dance a lot.
Oh.
I can dance.
What was the dance of choice at the Roger Rabbit, Running Man, that kind of stuff?
I mean, all that. Back in the day, Hammer was pretty big. MC Hammer.
It doesn't.
You know.
Wait, what other Hammer would there have been?
I don't know. MC Hammer. So he was.
Cut this mother out.
Yeah, so he was real big back in the day. So I do a lot of that kind of stuff. But I remember growing up in the '80s. I didn't listen to a lot of hair band music, hair metal, '80s metal or whatever. I was
Good
more
music,
of the,
can't dance to it though.
I was more of the electric boogaloo kind of the New York scene where they're breakdancing out in the street kind of deal, carrying a big
Boombox with a piece of
boombox.
cardboard and the other arm.
That was my deal. So that's
Did
kind
you
of stuff I
break
used to do.
dance?
I could break dance. Yep.
Can you spin it on your head?
No.
Would you do the stuff on the? I don't know.
I was
what
always
the moves are
afraid.
called.
I could do the windmill and the stuff like that.
The windmill. I've seen the worm I've seen it live in the last 5 years.
Me doing the worm?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I slipped a disc too right when I finished doing that. So
Lift a disc.
yeah, it's bad. Nowadays I just get hurt.
One time I made my brother do the worm at in front of all these like high school, college girls. He was like elementary,
Mm-hmm.
and he like busted his chin on the sidewalk.
You know, my boys went to homecoming, and so
Yeah.
I mean I don't want to embarrass them. They're great kids, but I was like, hey, if y'all need any lessons,
Yeah.
on how to dance,
Did
just
they take their old man up
me
on
know.
that?
Nah, because probably the dances I do, they're not really cool anymore. Or it's just like, I'm like, if you get into a dance battle with someone, this is what you do.
Ooh.
No one does dance battles anymore. Typically at
Yeah.
if I go to a wedding reception or some sort of dance, all the things that the thing for kids to do nowadays is go to the middle and just jump up and down.
Yeah.
And so that's very that's not dancing, but it's very inviting because just about everyone could do that. Go to the
Yeah.
middle.
So you're like,
jump
hey, I
up and
can't
down.
dance.
So it's just and then you say, hey man, did you have a good time at the dance? Oh man, we were killing it. We were on the dance
We
floor.
danced all night.
Danced all night. Where it's just actually,
You didn't dance at all.
yeah, you just jumped up and
That's
down.
more of a concert thing, but just in an actual dance floor.
Yeah,
It's a little strange, but
yeah, it's
I
different.
mean, I'm not much of a dancer.
You're not a dancer.
I mean, I can dance, just like that,
Mhm.
or just hey, whatever. But I'm saying, as far as hey, here are these 4 moves that are in my back pocket.
You need to.
I
You need
probably
to
don't have any of those.
You need to have those.
I'm more of a slow dancer, like with my wife.
Oh my gosh.
Make it weird.
Well, maybe we'll edit this.
I was
out
at the
too.
thing the other night, and that was the one kind of caveat was my kid was like, I don't want your mom to dance.
You were at homecoming.
I was at the dance, yeah.
You were a chaperone at the dance.
I was a chaperone. Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't try
And
to
you
use
had
my
a-
fake ID to get in.
You
They'll
had a
never
kid
know
there.
I'm 30 years old.
Well,
I
I don't
did.
think the school was around 30 years ago.
Oh, Oh, that is
That
true.
is very
I'm
true.
older than he grew up in Christian school.
You're older than our school. That's crazy. So, did you dance at all?
Like slightly on the periphery. There was one time
Yeah.
they played like some slow song like with
Like
my
the
wife.
Cupid Shuffle or something?
No, I won the Cupid Shuffle. What is it? There's a Cupid Shuffle.
Did you?
Austin, you remember?
Electric Slide.
Yeah, there was another one too that's like a real popular, like everybody.
The YMCA?
They did YMCA, they did Macarena. I mean, these are kind of like the typical, you're going to play them
Yeah,
at any,
right.
you know, and everybody, you know,
Did
you're
you
going to
do
get a
the church
response.
clap?
They didn't play the church clap. Oh, they played the other direction. There was no,
Oh, yeah.
yep.
Okay. I don't. Wait, both of y'all were there. I wasn't there, so I don't know what y'all are talking about right now.
You know, the funny thing about Austin is maybe you are a good bit older than Austin. Austin felt a little kind of in no man's land. Am I with the high schoolers?
Yeah.
Am I with the chaperones?
Yeah.
I could feel the tension in him just walking around,
Yeah.
like not knowing
No, I bet.
who do I hang out, who do I talk to, the old people or the cool high school kids?
Mm-hmm. That's tough.
Did you make a decision, or did you feel like where did you land?
I feel like I bounced back and forth. I got an even,
Yeah.
you know.
You could put your foot in both worlds.
Yeah, it felt kind of cool because the kids were like, they actually wanted to hang out for a little bit, then they leave. So then I go hang out with the old people on the
Yeah,
wall.
look at the old people standing
Maybe
over there.
maybe it's because your hair slicked back like that right now.
Boy, it was really
That
slick
was,
back on Saturday too.
When he walked up, I was like, "Oh man, look at that!"
Yeah,
He had that
it was
black
nice.
T-shirt on with them gold chains all flashing. And
I was like, what's up, Luigi?
Good
Seriously,
night.
that was nice.
Ashley called me Mario.
Mario. Your wife called you Mario when you walked out. Like, hey, babe, I'm ready. She was like, oh,
Is
Mario.
that actually 2 Chainz or is it just one real long one that you doubled up?
I usually wear 2.
That's his.
Yeah?
That's his street name. 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz.
It's already taken.
Yeah, by like
That's
your
what he's
dad,
known.
right?
That's what he's known in Marshville.
I thought your
It's
dad
2
is 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz is a rapper.
2 Chainz is a rapper?
Yes.
That's his name?
Yeah,
Like
you
his
didn't know
rap-
that?
No.
Oh, I knew that. Come
How do
on,
I-
that's why I said it.
Oh, 2 Chainz is a rapper.
I think it's 2. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like old. He used to be, yeah, he's old.
What is he, like 30?
Yes. Seriously.
No, he's like in his 50s or something.
He's in his 50s? I thought all the young rappers were named Lil or Young.
No, this
days.
dude's legit old.
Little 2 Chainz.
But yeah, my dad was Chainz. I used to call myself Kid Chainz.
Kid Chainz?
Wait, your dad was Chainz? Why was he called? Oh, because of Chaney.
Chaney, yeah. Did you have a nickname growing up, Kyle?
Yeah, it's stupid. I can't believe you asked that. I didn't see that coming.
What
It
was
was the
your
dumbest. It's the dumbest thing because it's the nickname was funny and it stuck real hard for like 4 or 5 years. But the genesis of the name was stupid. My nickname in high school was U-Butt.
You
Yeah,
Butt.
U-Butt.
Okay.
Everybody in school knew me as that.
Okay, I don't see that as a good thing.
It wasn't a bad thing. Like it was stupid and it just stuck. And I look back and I'm like, well, that was the dumbest story of why that
How did
stuck.
what happened? How did you get that name?
So I played baseball.
Okay.
And after school one day, one of the players wasn't there, and my coach told me, and I had a good relationship with the coach. You know, I knew him all. They're like, "Hey, go in and find so and so." I went to the school, and I got held up because I didn't have a pass. You know, that was like kind of
Yeah,
one of those
right,
things.
right.
And it took me like a long time to get back out. Came back out, and the coach was like, "What happened? Why you've been missing practice for like 30 minutes?" I was like, "Well, so and so was telling me this." What? And he was like, "Well, who's more important, Miss so and so or me?" And I said, "You," but and da-da-da. And I have no idea. As a freshman, that stuck. People in my yearbook and all kinds of everything was like U-Butt. And then I played baseball. And my parents were just like, "Man, why is everybody yelling, talking about my kid's U-Butt out there?" But it stuck hard. Like,
That's awesome.
a few years ago, I had people on Facebook. They're like, they would find me and be like, U-Butt. And I was like, man,
Oh
that's
my
20
gosh,
years
are
ago,
you
30 years
serious?
ago. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, stop saying 20, bro. It's 30.
I know. I'm trying to think of like 20 years ago when Facebook was founded.
20
About
years
10 years
ago.
ago.
You were old.
Oh gosh.
Probably had like
I know. I'm
5
like
kids.
Austin, like 5 kids, thinking, wow, I'm still in that world.
Mm-mm.
No, you ain't.
That's the thing. Every now and then, so I grew up, or the past 20 or so years, I've been doing music for like different camps and D-Nows and stuff like that. So I hang out with a lot of students.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, I'm still fairly young. And so I still want to hang out with students. But then I realized that I'm not cool at all. And so, well, for students, I'm really cool.
Yeah.
but
For your
when I'm-
demographic?
When I'm with older people.
Within your demographic, people like,
That's right.
wow, you're so cutting edge.
Yeah, cutting edge. Look at you. You wear a hat. You're trendy.
You wear a
You know?
hat.
So,
It's the
little do they know I got a fishing hat on right now.
yeah.
Straight Bass Pro.
But the Bass
but-
Pro Shop is a cool
anyway,
hat to wear
yeah.
these days.
So I always try to be cool, man, but it's dumb. I'm not. So
Always.
it's what it is. Actually, here's a bad thing. I do feel like I'm getting old because I have another injury report or injury to report.
Wait, should this be one of those break-in
This is-
things?
yeah,
Boop.
So I don't know what I did.
This just in.
I don't know what I did. I went for a run Saturday.
Yeah, you look a little stiff.
I came home. I washed my wife's car, and then went inside, took a shower, sat down on the couch to watch some football, and I just felt like my back just started to lock up. I could feel it just getting tighter and tighter and tighter
Like as you were sitting?
as I was just sitting there.
Oh.
And then so I was like, oh man, this hurts really bad. Like I don't know what's going on. So I went upstairs, got the heating pad out because the heating pad cures everything, and I laid down on the heating pad for a while, and I slept for like 2 hours.
Ooh, on
And
the
I
heating
was
pad?
on the heating pad.
That skin was probably hot.
It
when
was
you woke up.
hot. So anyway, then of course church on Sunday, I'm hopped up on some medicine and like I was in bad shape. So I'm still not fully recovered today, but it still hurts a little bit. I
You
got
look
the
a
whole
little tight.
got the
moving
whole
around.
Michael Keaton Batman thing going on. He's driving in the car and the guy says something, he's like that's where I'm at today.
Does it affect you on like playing on Sunday? I mean, just generally speaking, are you still fine, or is it the moving around, and getting on and off stage, and getting your guitar off?
I don't move too much. The guys here make fun of me because I kind of sway back and forth. But that's really all I can do. I can't like jump or anything. I'm leading worship, not doing some sort of concert or whatever. So, I can't move around,
It would be awesome. Just one Sunday.
just
People
jump.
would be like,
What if I jumped off the stage? I would shatter both my heels.
that's true.
Like, I'm not meant to move around that much anymore.
Well, but if you play like student stuff or kid stuff, jump around a little bit.
There's like
While you're playing,
there's a
little
safe way to look like you're jumping.
Yeah.
Where your feet actually never leave the ground. Like you go on your tiptoes and one foot comes up,
Yeah.
but the other foot stays
It's like
the other
levitation.
toe.
It's like one of those
yeah,
levitation.
that's right. That's right.
It's like
And then everyone's like, "Oh man, he's jumping!" And it's like, psych.
and the fact that you just said psych
Yeah.
puts you in another category.
There you go. I do try to stay up with the trends and all the stuff. There is a trend. You like that segue? There is a trend that's out right
good.
now. Well, I don't know if it's a trend, but there's this company called Sip Co. drinks.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that?
Sounds familiar. Where would I have seen or heard this though?
So I was talking to one of our students, and they were like, "Yeah, I go to Sip Co. Do you want me to bring you a Sip Co?" And I was like, "I don't know what that is." And so when they told me, I was like, "Oh, let me go online," and so I looked online. I was like, "Yeah, I'll take this one." And so they came back with this. It's like some sort of soda, kind of like
Right.
soda
Pop?
soda.
I got from the soda fountain. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there's like this. I guess it's like a trailer. Is that right, Austin? You're young and hip and whatever. Your hair slicked back.
You're sounding really awesome to our demographic. Like I was like, oh wow, Gerald's done Sip Co. And all the younger people are like, hey,
Where have
dummy,
you
that's been
been?
around. Yeah.
Yeah. But we drove by it one day. I didn't know what it was. It was like a trailer in a parking lot.
I think it's one of those. Isn't it like a
Food truck
container?
type thing?
Isn't it a container?
It like a shipping container?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I would build a house out of a shipping container,
Yeah.
but I need like 4 of them. What? What's funny about that?
I don't know the whole. I'm just trying to figure out the Sip Co.
Sip Co. Yeah. So you go up and you tell them you can add all kind of flavors to your drink and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
But are they just making like fountain drink? Or
so mine was root beer.
okay.
And it was like root beer with double vanilla and butterscotch.
Oh.
And they actually call it
You hit it
butter
hard
beer.
the other day, weren't you?
It was so good.
Yeah.
Man, it was incredible. So
So, but like, is it a trailer or something that moves around? And
No,
you
no,
got to
no.
kind of follow it like a food truck, or
no, it stays put.
where is it?
It's like in the parking lot going to the mall.
Do we need to give them a shout out so we can go get some?
Well,
Sip
I
Co?
posted about it the other day.
Yeah.
on my socials, and I got a little. I almost said a retweet, but I got a what is it? A repost? I don't
Share?
know. A what?
Share?
They put it in their stories, and then I put it back in my story.
Is that shit?
So I put it in my
And
story,
it's just a
and then they
terrible
put it in
cycle.
their story, and then I put it.
A never-ending cycle.
We should just keep sharing until the actual post is like smaller and smaller and smaller. Just, you know what I'm saying? Let's do that this week. That'd be fun.
just pick one thing.
And just keep going.
Let's do Sip Co. So if I leave here today, like I could stop by there and get a drink.
Let's go
Yeah.
and get a Sip Co today. I encourage you all. Go to Sip Co, get a Sip Co today.
But I need to go look at this like online first, like to figure out what I want to drink.
No,
or you
because
just
I
kind of
mean,
walk up.
no, you could probably just walk up and tell them what you want. Hey, I want, Sprite as like the base, and then you could put a whole bunch of other stuff in it.
Oh, okay.
It's what they call, it's like what they called the suicide back in the day at the 7-Eleven. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
not from the 7-Eleven. I knew it after the Little League baseball games.
Mm.
You go up, you get a free soda, get a free snow cone after the game. I guess your coach is paying for it or whatever. I mean, it was so cool to be like, I want to
Get all the flavors.
And at the time, I was like, oh, that's somebody's taking a lot. Like,
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
and it actually didn't taste that good, but it was cool to do it all.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep. It was good. What else is going on with you?
I wasn't prepared for that question.
Oh, well.
What else is going on with you? I mean, you're the one with the notes over there.
Man, I got
What's going on the notes?
So I actually have a note here.
Yeah? What is the note?
The note is about our trade up challenge
Oh, man.
that we have completely failed. So
Yeah.
what's the deal with that?
I mean, I would. You guys are the better traders than me.
I mean, I have a calligraphy pen that's sitting on my desk.
Have you used it?
No, I haven't used it, but I'd like to trade it up.
Well, you still want to trade up?
I mean, I'd like to get
I
to
still
like
got
a
the
Harley
same
or
pack of
something one
gum.
day.
A Harley.
Harley Davidson, yeah. I'd like to get a motorcycle out of this whole deal somehow. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. I mean, if you want to keep going, we can, but I hadn't put a whole lot of effort into it the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I noticed that.
As you could tell.
I'm going to re-up. Let's re-up.
Ooh, re-up the trade-up?
Mm-hmm. Re-up the trade-up. I'm doing it.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what that
I'm
means.
nervous, but
But next week I will have something for sure.
I wonder if you could go to Sip Co and be like, hey, I'll trade you this calligraphy pen.
Ooh, what if Sip Co was in our trade-up challenge?
Sip Co, you down for that? Like, what does that mean, though?
Sip Co's like, we're way bigger than y'all. Why are we coming?
Yeah, seriously.
Why do
Where
we
are we
care
going to give
what
you
y'all
a
do?
drink?
We've given them a lot of shout-outs today already, so
Oh, and I've never even had it.
we should probably stop. You honestly should go get something today.
Okay, I'll
Go
see
get
what I
your
can
Sip
do.
Co drink. It's really good.
They've only got 18,000 followers.
They only have
He
18,000
said only.
That's not a lot in like the social
yeah.
media world.
But is that local? Are they local only?
Yeah, they're North Carolina original.
There's one in like Concord, right?
I don't know. I didn't even know it existed until 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, there's one in Concord. I think it's pretty good. Well, it's probably the same thing. So I would imagine.
It's a completely different Sip Co.
Yeah. So we should definitely go there today.
What's going on with you?
Man, not a lot, really. Not a lot. We're doing the whole, I mean, I got a kid who's going to graduate this year.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Miles. Yep. So he's
You
looking
got all
at.
nostalgic on it.
Well, I mean, that's what's
How does
happening.
that make you feel?
It makes me feel old
Yeah.
because like I felt like I knew people whose kids were graduating and I looked at them like they were old and now it's me.
Like, you got 1 foot in the ground. Oh, wait, that's me. Yeah.
So I'm like,
How do you think you'll feel like if he or one of your kids like goes away and they move away? Some kids stay at home, they go to school locally.
Yeah.
That's cool. But like actually moving away, that last little drive off, that last little hug, you'll have a little.
yeah,
Little tear?
that'll be sad. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, I've never done that before, so
Oh, you don't know how it's gonna hit you.
yeah, I don't know.
It'll get next to you.
It probably would. It probably would. So, but it is exciting to kind of see all the stuff that my oldest son is getting into, and like our mailbox is just slammed full of colleges. That's sending them.
Yeah, I
stuff
bet
and-
that's a interesting
Yeah. So
topics of discussion.
It's cool. It's pretty cool. I'm a Tar Heel fan,
Yeah.
and so it was like,
Is that in the cards?
I mean, like grades wise, I'm sure he can get in.
Yeah.
Because I mean, both my boys make good grades. So, but I don't know what's gonna happen.
Ooh.
I don't know.
TBD.
Just as long as it's not like state
Oh.
or really, I wouldn't mind state. It just can't be Duke. Like, I would rather.
If you got into Duke, got a full ride, you'd still rather him not go.
Yeah, because if you can get a full ride at Duke, you can get a
probably
full
get
ride
anywhere.
someplace else. Like,
And you'd rather him choose.
I'd rather him go to
Yeah.
CPCC than Duke.
Wow.
Not that CP is a bad school.
No, that's not at all. Yeah.
That's just how much I dislike Duke.
Man,
Yeah,
that's some deep-rooted hatred you got going
it's
on
not
there.
hatred. I just don't like them.
Sounds similar, but okay.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, let me update since we did a little breaking. Oh, actually, let's do the breaking news thing from
Now?
last week. Yeah.
I don't know how many I'm supposed to do.
I think that was good.
This just in. Gerald, you
just
got some
in.
news for us?
Yes. So last week we discussed, we had an ad in our own program. So
We had an ad
in our
for
own
ourselves in our program.
in our own program. Just to give you an update, Gavin, my son, was up for the Charlotte Observer Athlete of the Week, and he actually won.
Yes.
So it was really cool. So he was Athlete of the Week, and everyone's like, "Oh, so what kind of prize do you get?"
Yeah,
Well,
you get a scholarship?
no, you get a post on social media.
Man.
But it was worth it.
It was worth it.
It was worth it.
So
Thanks to all you guys who voted. It was awesome.
How many times did you vote? Be honest.
How many times did I vote?
Yeah. If you had to. I voted quite a few. I had a little downtime, and I was just like, hey, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to
How many times do you think you voted?
Honestly?
Mm-hmm.
30 or 40.
30 or 40?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I feel like I let you down.
No,
Felt like a lot, actually.
I'm probably 10 times that.
Good for you.
I had it down.
You
to
were
a
the
science.
only reason. Did you create some bot that just sat there and like
No.
voted for you all night long?
No, but I figured it out how to refresh, submit, Gavin, refresh, submit on my phone. So
You figured it out without having to submit that yes thing or whatever?
Yeah, the yes thing, you don't have to type in yes. Just hit submit.
That would have saved me so many
It would have saved you like
keystrokes.
an extra 2 seconds.
Man, I could have done a whole lot more.
Yeah, you could have cut your grass with all those saved seconds.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
And you didn't.
I voted for your son.
Voted for me.
The slow way, but I did it.
Appreciate that.
That's for you, Gavin.
Appreciate that. Okay, well, we have thoroughly done nothing today, so it's good to see you all, or for y'all to see us.
It's good to see you all. Like they came over to our house for dinner or something. It's good to see you guys. I haven't seen you in a while.
We should
Good to
do a
see-
live. We should do a live episode. Like with a studio
Wait,
audience.
aren't these? We did that once.
That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
We should do it again.
Like what do you mean though? I mean, I'm down for it.
I don't know. Austin stood up. That means it's time to stop.
I know when he starts looking at the time. It's like,
Yeah, he's
man,
ready to leave. So I think he needs more hair gel in there. So
You gotta go.
all right, y'all.
You gotta go polish his 2 chains around his neck.
2 chains. That's awesome. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.